Hi, it's Dean here from Dean's Beer Reviews, funnily enough. Right, we've got the first English craft beer reviewed of the series today. We've got one from down south in London. It's actually in Greenwich in London. Funnily enough, the brewery's called Meantime. Now, I've never had these beers, but it's supposed to be quite a good craft brewer. Greenwich, Meantime. Meantime, it's Meantime Chocolate. There we go, there's the bottle. It's just basically beer, where you get a lot of beers that are called chocolate, like chocolate stout and blah blah blah, that don't actually contain chocolate. It's just because of the nice deep darkness and the smell and the roastiness of the malts and things. Well, this has a hint of actual dark chocolate in it, so it has actually got chocolate in it. It's supposed to be a very nice relaxing beer. On the back of the bottle they recommend serving it chilled. Remember what I've said before about chilled beers, about how it freezes your palate and you can't get the proper taste and everything? Well, this has been in the fridge for a couple of hours, so it's nicely cold, although it's not completely chilled. Yeah, strength wise it's 6.5% alcohol, so it's not too strong, it's just a nice relaxing strength. And we've got the good old fashioned tulip glass there to taste it with. Right, okay, get the cap off. It's an interesting shaped bottle as well. It's like a little wine bottle almost. It's very posh and craft looking. Crafty, it's a crafty bottle, that's what it is. Right. Bit of a fizz there, nothing too drastic. It's not flowing over the top or anything. I don't know if the camera will zoom in there, but there's the bottle cap. It's the guts of a clock, basically, because of Meantime Greenwich and everything. So the clock theme going on there. There you go. Right. I can smell chocolate straight away. It's like a dark chocolatey cocoa smell. It's not overpowering. I'm not expecting this to be sickly by any means, but I'm expecting it to be quite dark. Let's give it a bit of a pour and find out what it's all about. Yep, it is dark. I'll just stop there and top it up after. There's an off-white sort of head, a bit like a strong Guinnessy sort of head. It's dark with red hues around the edge, so it is quite a nice colour actually. There's a few bubbles in there. It's a bottle conditioned beer, I forgot to mention, so you know, careful with the sediment at the end and don't store it on its side. Hold it up to the light there. It's almost pitch black. You can't see through it, but you can see the reddy hues around it. And like I say, it's quite cold. It's probably about 7 or 8, something like that, Celsius. Right, let's give it a... Always important to give it a whirl. If you don't give it a whirl, you won't get the smell properly. Right. Not as chocolatey that time. Let me just... Right. Yeah, it smells almost like a stout, like a porter sort of smell. It's like a deep malty roasted smell, but there's definitely hints of chocolate, although that's not overpowering. It's not in your face. It doesn't taste like it's going to be a chocolate milkshake or anything like that. It doesn't taste sickly. It's not like drinking a glass of Crusher, you know what I mean? Nesquik beer, that's a good idea, isn't it? Yeah, but it's not like that. Yeah, it smells predominantly deep and malty. But you do definitely get the hints of chocolate. You can tell they've actually put chocolate in it, which is good because it's chocolate beer. Right, let's we'll top the glass up and see what it looks like in all its glory, then we'll give it a taste. It's always best not to fill the glass all the way up because you need, when you're smelling it, because you need room for it to breathe and everything. Look at that, just pouring straight out. It looks like some sort of fountain. I know what I was saying about the sediment and everything, being careful, but sod it, I've put the whole lot in. See what it tastes like. There you go, there's the full thing. Not a massive head. Didn't expect it to be. But there you go. I suppose if you're careful with the pour, I suppose with any beer, if you just throw it in, it's going to go. But now we're alright this time. There's quite a few bubbles coming up. You can tell it's been re-fermented in the bottle. It's bubbling up there nicely. It's quite thick looking though. And there's some lovely lacing going on there, sticking to the side of that glass. Looks fantastic. Yeah, right. Marvellous. Meantime chocolate beer. Cheers, let's give it a taste. Tastes bitter. Not so sure I've got the chocolate just yet. Let me give it. No, wait, there it is. Yeah. It's definitely not very chocolatey at all. It's almost like they've used, if they've used any chocolate, which they have obviously, it's like must be a high percentage cocoa. It must have been like a 70% cocoa job or something, because you're getting a very rich, malty, sort of not rich, sort of rich dark roasted sort of taste. Like it is a strong chocolate they've used, like a really bitter sort of chocolate. But you do get a bit of sweetness on the end of your tongue, and when you lick your lips. So which is good. Last thing you want it to be is sickly and heavy. So let's give it another taste, see what else we get. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, not as chocolatey as I thought it would be. It would be nice to have a little bit more of the chocolate, since it's a chocolate beer. But then again, it does what it says on the tin, or the bottle. It says on the back, we marry a soothing flavour of this complex malt grist with a hint of dark chocolate. It definitely is a hint, it's a small hint. But it's definitely present, you can definitely detect it on the end of your tongue. You can taste the sweetness. And it's not the sweetness of it like a sweet beer, it's a chocolatey sweetness, like a candy sweetness. But other than that, it's like a deep dark porter sort of beer, although the presence of the chocolate gives it a smooth edge. I think that's what the chocolate's doing for it more than anything. As well as a hint of sweetness and dark chocolatey bitterness, as well as a hint of that, it makes it sort of silky smooth in the mouth. It's not an exceptionally heavy bodied beer. Well, it's fairly heavy. I would say it's just slightly heavier than a medium bodied. Mouthfeel wise, it feels silky smooth on the end of your tongue.